Say a lot of things with statistics, and I see the percentage that crime is down 42% since 2021. But if you look back to pre-pandemic, and I know you like to say that overall crime is down 12% since the pandemic, but murders are up 200%, felony assault is up 55%, and burglary is up 140%. So are you saying that this is progress?
Are you talking about statewide, city, or subway?
No, crime in the transit system. I'm sorry, Governor. Yes, crime in the subway system.
Okay, want to answer that?
Police make an arrest in connection to the horrific attack on a New York City subway. The NYPD says a woman was sleeping on the train this morning before she was deliberately set on fire by another passenger. The woman, who is yet to be identified, has died. This is what authorities had to say on how technology played a factor in all of this.
Today's brutal murder was captured on one of those onboard train video cameras. It offered detectives immediately answers to questions that they had. What happened? It offered them images of the perpetrator. It allowed them to take those images and release them to the public. And it allowed the public to see something and say something. And that's why we're standing here now reporting that an individual is in custody, a person of interest is in custody.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about an absolutely insane story out of New York City involving the subway system that seems to not be a very safe mode of transportation in the city nowadays, okay? Because you have migrants, including illegal immigrants, taking the subway, and also other criminals as well, too, and they're causing problems. And today we got to talk about a crazy story involving a migrant from Guatemala who apparently entered the country back in 2018. We don't know that much about the individual yet, but what we do know is that he decided to randomly set some woman on fire that he didn't know who was sleeping on the subway, right? She's asleep with a blanket on, okay? Catching some Z's. This guy comes up with a lighter and just lights the blanket on fire and watches as the woman burns to death. He's just sitting there watching like a lunatic. And all of this is caught on camera. And the crazy part about this is that Democrats, like Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, was bragging just a few days ago about how safe the subway systems are, despite the fact that they had to place the National Guard on the subway. That's how bad crime had gotten in the subway, which, by the way, again, goes against the narrative that Democrats put out there in mainstream media that crime is down. Most certainly that's not the case, especially in New York City subways. But they were bragging about how safe the subways were before this. Although there has been a ton of instances in the subway system involving crime, violent crime, and it just doesn't seem like this is a safe mode of transportation. Also, on top of that, New York City just implemented congestion pricing in order to encourage people to take these unsafe subways through basically punishing them financially for driving into the city. So complete and total insanity here out of New York, out of a liberal city, out of a liberal state, as per the usual. So without further ado, let's get into it.
And we just learned moments ago that there is now a person of interest in custody. News 4's Ida Siegel is outside of police headquarters in Lower Manhattan with those disturbing details tonight. Ida.
Yeah, that's right, Rana. Police had a news conference just within the last 30 minutes, and in it, the police commissioner called this crime heinous and said she was glad that they do have a person of interest that is in custody at this hour. Take a look at the person. This is a picture of the man police had been searching for since just after 7:30 this morning. And this, police confirmed for us, is the man that they now have in custody. He's accused of using a lighter to set a woman on fire at the very last stop on the F train, Stillwell Avenue in Coney Island. Police say their suspect was riding the train along with the victim, who appeared to be sleeping, and then, for reasons that are unknown, he set her on fire. The entire interaction was captured on surveillance video inside the subway car. Police did respond to the scene and eventually put the fire out, but it was too late. The woman died at the scene there. And in an especially disturbing twist, police say the suspect sat on a platform bench afterward and watched the victim burn. Take a listen to the police commissioner.
As the train pulled into the station, the suspect calmly walked up to the victim, who was in a seated position at the end of a subway car. The suspect used what we believe to be a lighter to ignite the victim's clothing, which became fully engulfed in a matter of seconds. Officers who were on patrol on an upper level of that station smelled and saw smoke and went to investigate. What they saw was a person standing inside the train car, fully engulfed in flames.
Wow. Wow, this is insane. Absolutely insane. And this is why you need more Daniel Pennies in the world, right? Just remember a few weeks ago, these people were boo-hoo, whining, and crying about Daniel Penny and him saving the passengers of a New York subway from lunatics like this guy, right? Again, this is why you need more Daniel Pennies. This is why you need civilians to always have their heads on a swivel for possible danger, because again, you have these murderers, people running around in these big cities, running around. So, you know, stories like this, man, it's insane. It's crazy to think about what's happening. It's crazy, unheard of.
Police say they were able to capture that suspect because high school kids recognized him on an F train in Brooklyn and then called 911. Police were able to then stop that train at the Herald Square station and apprehend the suspect. Again, we don't know much about the victim or the suspect. Police have not released their identities. Police have not said if either one of them might be homeless. We're hoping to hear more details as the investigation continues. For now, that's the very latest reporting live from Lower Manhattan. Ida Siegel, News 4, New York.
Yeah, well, again, the suspect is an immigrant, a migrant. Okay, we don't know if he's legal or illegal, from Guatemala, right? That's what we know thus far. And what you have here is one of these military-age men that we let into the country, and lo and behold, right, they're doing crazy stuff like this, which is why we really shouldn't be letting any military-age men into the country because of stories like this, right? If you're a military-age man, I feel like it should be automatic rejection, right? When you talk about seeking asylum, automatic rejection, automatic no. Okay, automatic no. That's what should happen. But unfortunately, because we have people run this country that do not have common sense, right? They just allow these people into the country, and, you know, this is what happens. This is what happens. Okay? So again, this guy was a migrant. That's his face. Mean looking guy, mean looking fellow. And notice how they're not going to really focus on that in the news too much, right? But again, apparently this guy's name was Sebastian Zapata, right? Zapata. He was arrested in connection with this. He actually entered the U.S. illegally from Guatemala, right? So he actually was in the country illegally. And he had one prior arrest in Arizona in which he should have been deported, right? He should have been deported at that point. Should have been deported. So yeah, we have an illegal immigrant in the country, running around, committing crimes. He was arrested before, but wasn't deported. See, this is why you have to deport on arrest, right? On arrest, it doesn't matter what the crime is. If they're here illegally, they have to be deported immediately, right? If you're here illegally, deport it immediately. That should be the slogan. That should be the same. Okay? I'm so serious. So, you know, hey, this is very unfortunate. This type of stuff should not be happening in this country. But unfortunately it is, because we have idiots running our country, right? We have people who lack common sense, right? We're not enforcing the laws of the land. I really do believe that if you're in this country illegally and you commit any crime, you should be deported immediately. And if the crime is serious enough, then maybe we should just skip the whole deportation process and, you know, get to more severe and harsh punishments, right? In which, you know, at that point, deportation kind of wouldn't matter, right? I'm just saying. That is, again, what we have to do, right? That's the type of policies that we have to adopt in order to fix this problem, right? Because again, there are too many people coming here illegally, and this is the result, right? This is what happens when you allow unfettered immigration into this country. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.